This episode was brought to you by Surfshark. For 85% off a 2-year plan, visit surfshark.deals/penguin.
Initiating moisture.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at Lovebirds. I actually didn't know what this movie was by its title alone. It wasn't until I actually looked at it that I recognized it from trailers that played in movie theaters back when you could go to movie theaters, if anyone even remembers what the fuck a movie theater is by this point. So I was familiar with it once I saw it, but the name alone, it didn't ring any bells to me. Because it was just a generic rom-com kind of trailer. The trailer was super formulaic. It was just very forgettable. However, I think Lovebirds going to Netflix instead of movie theaters was much better for the movie overall, because the movie's barely an hour and a half. If you turn it on and then go take a shit, by the time you're done shitting and come back, you'll have missed half the movie. And it doesn't do anything unique. It's a very generic rom-com, a plotline you've seen a million times. You know, this couple's going through a hard time in their relationship, and during this hard time of struggle, they find themselves wrapped up in something terrible, and now they look guilty, but they're innocent, and the only way to prove they're innocent is by solving this crime that they're involved in. And there's nothing, crazy about that. They're not trying to reinvent the condom or anything with its plot line. And if you took the time to go see this at a movie theater, driving there, waiting in line, buying the ticket, waiting at the concession stand, fighting over urinals, and then sitting down to watch this movie, you probably would have been disappointed and felt like you could have spent your time better anywhere else. However, it going on Netflix and being able to just flick this on and enjoy it conveniently at your home, it is absolutely great for this movie, because the movie's not bad or anything. There's a lot of good jokes here, nothing that's going to make you bust a gut, bust a nut laughing or anything like that, but it's a well-written comedy movie. The movie is entirely carried by the talent of their two leads, Kumail Nanjiani and Issa. Hope that's how you say their names. They're fucking great in this movie. The banter back and forth between them is great, and they are the highlights of this movie. Without them, this would have been just entirely forgettable. In fact, everything that's not those two on screen just isn't very good, but those two are absolutely wonderful. They are the entire lifeblood of this movie and the only reason this movie's pretty good. That being said, if you did see this in a movie theater, I think you'd still be disappointed just because it is so short with not a whole lot in it. And like I said, it's not like a movie that's going to have you slapping your knee and going wild with jokes, but there's definitely some giggles to be had in it. And just the convenience of being able to flick it on at home for something this short and this easily digestible, I think is just a great thing for the movie and just in general. So I don't have a whole lot of complaints about the movie. At times it feels like they just tried to rush along a plot, but really the plot's really only here to frame banter between these two. This movie seems entirely structured so these two can just get as many jokes in as possible, which I think doesn't really hurt the movie, but as an actual movie with a plot and shit, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And especially towards the end, they did this fucking speed run through exposition just to wrap it up quickly, which I can also appreciate so it doesn't overstay its welcome. I don't have a whole lot of things to complain about here. If I went to a movie theater, I'd probably be a lot more disappointed, but it was just a positive experience watching this at home casually. So plugging Lovebirds into the Moist Meter, I'm giving it a crisp 65%. It's definitely something that I think you could enjoy just from the comfort of your couch, having some fun if you're just looking for some shit on Netflix or something to just idly watch. Probably a good option, decent movie. And yeah, that's about it. The internet can be a dangerous, confusing, and scary place. And today, it's pretty much a necessity to have a VPN to use to peruse the internet freely and safely, which brings me to talking about Surfshark again. As I've mentioned before, Surfshark is a very robust VPN with a ton of very interesting features. One in particular that I like is the whitelist feature, which is great for mobile banking. And as you would expect, it encrypts your data so that way nothing's ever exposed to eyes you don't want. Your privacy always secure, as well as hiding your IP whenever you're going to any internet place anywhere. It's also great for region-locked content, so on Netflix, where certain options are only in certain regions, you can use Surfshark to VPN to that region and watch that content. For example, I personally use Surfshark to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, since I needed a VPN to get around the region lock, and I wanted to watch a few episodes since I've heard so many good things about it. So just a ton of uses, and like I mentioned before, having a VPN in this day and age is pretty much a necessity. So if you're interested, you can get 85% off a 2-year plan with an extra 3 months for free by going to surfshark.deals/penguin using code penguin. There's a link in the description if you're interested. That's 85% off a 2-year plan with an extra 3 months for free. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah.